After Gina's sad death, our heroes are sad, and Andy tells them that she always wanted to die. When she went to a cell, she would always act tough, but she would say that she felt bad about ending people's lives. She always thought it would be best for her to be dead. Andy would joke that he would put her on his hit list when he got out, which made her laugh. He knows she was serious now that he thinks about it, and he thanks Fuuko for making Gina's wish come true. Andy needs to promise Fuuko that they will try to make things better, like Gina doesn't have to suffer. She really wants to change Union, so her excited main character agrees to do it and says it will help Fuuko fall in love with him too. Fuuko starts to doubt that they can do it, but our boy is already making plans. After telling them that the Union will be there soon, he says that their first job is to check out the Union's hideout from the inside. As they get ready to toast Gina, a scary thing comes out of a portal and says it has come to pick them up. Andy didn't think it would come so soon, so the two of them walk right into the Union's meeting room. Fuuko is shocked to see Andy biting his own fingers, but Andy just tells her that he's saying hello. Andy wants them all to end at the same time. Even though he has finger bullets, these Union members are safe and shouldn't be messed with. After they land, Andy tells them that everyone would have saved a lot of time if they had all just dropped dead right. Then Anishin, our favorite tree truck, tells everyone how interesting the two are. Like he told them to. That's fine, and the member called Uis says hello to them. The two were finally going to have a drink, but a robot mega punch of death killed Andy right away. Tatiana, a robot who is clearly very angry because she is almost hyperventilating, threw the punch. Billy, who has a gun, tries to calm her down, but she can't hold back her anger as she tells them that they are going to kill Gina. She wants Andy to pay, but Billy tells her that members can't fight with each other. Andy is glad to see that at least one of them is angry, and we see that he was able to attack while being hit because Tana's hand falls apart, but she fixes it quickly. Andy tells them to stop, and Tatiana points her gun at them. Andy points his sword at Fuuko's neck against her will. He doesn't understand why his arm is moving on its own. He is clearly doing it because Tatiana begs her to stop because she doesn't want to kill Billy, but Billy is sure he won't. Andy can tell that this person is strong, and he agrees not to fight with them as long as she stops using her power. When she does, Andy says sorry for putting Fuuko through that, but they learned a lot from it. It's time to start, so we call on the Apocalypse, a book that looks crazy and has teeth that are gnashing. We refocus the Bloodthirsty book so it does its job and shows that there are now 6 tasks. That's glad to see some new blood. In the first quest, you have to catch the mysterious animal that you called Burn. As a prize, an extra seed is added. The second quest is to catch the Eats, and the prize is to find the negator on Burn. The third quest is to stop the Mac from calling languages, and the prize is that all world languages will be merged into one. At this point, Fuuko has no idea what's going on, so Annie tells her that they are just gathering information, so she should try to remember as much as she can. The fourth quest is to catch the negator unseen. If you do, you'll find out where the named call is. In Quest 5, you have to catch an named Past. As a reward, you have to find something called Artifact Rebellion. The last quest is to catch an named Spoil. If you do, you'll get the location of Negator Unrep as a reward. It says in the book that they have until August 31st. If all of the tasks aren't completed, the penalty is that Galaxy will be added. Fuuko is also lost, but Andy tells her to keep looking at what's going on. The member named Nico uses the information that their investigators got to do an analysis and find that the first 3 quests are the ones they can handle. He says that Burn should be the most important thing because adding an 11th seat is the best prize. After that, they should give up for sure. They don't know nearly enough about the last one, which is called Spoil, so they would only lose members. They decide to put all of their efforts into the first 3 tasks. This time, they'll focus on making their troops stronger and just accept the punishment for not completing the last quest. She takes it upon herself to ask the member named Top. The strange-looking book tells them that the Apocalypse was the first artifact discovered on Earth. When negators take over every seat at the round table, it opens and gives them a bunch of hard jobs to do. If they finish the quest, they get a prize. If they fail, they get punched. It's not worth it for Fuuko if they're only going to get hurt, and she tells everyone that even Gina felt like nothing had changed. Not long ago, one of the tasks was to catch a negator. Fuuko is afraid that they will treat someone else badly like they treated Andy and her. All of them are normal people, she says, except for their crazy powers. She just wants everything to stop. Yu stops her and tells her that Earth has had 98 times more rules added to it. Some examples are race, language, death, and illness. Every 3 months, new punishments are added even though they haven't been thought of yet. That's why they step in. To get strong enough to achieve these quests, they capture and use powerful people. By giving them rewards, these people will get stronger so that one day the god living on the other side of the book can be put to death for making these rules happen on Earth. She then says that they should try to keep all the seats at the table full so that they have backups ready. The unlucky and undead were too dangerous to leave alone, so she had to tell them to be thrown out. However, because Shin told her to, she asked them both, but Unluck is still not sure. Yu tells Fuuko that she only needs to become the group's leader if she wants to make things different. People who have done the most good things are given leadership of the Union. She can take her place if she works hard enough. Andy, our boy, is sick of sitting and talking, so he walks right up to the book, which surprises everyone. He takes it out and tells it to tell him which quest is the hardest. The book nibbles on Andy's hands, making Shin laugh. It turns out that the hardest quest is the last one, which involves catching spoilers. 3 people are needed to complete it, but Andy isn't scared. He's more excited than ever. He tells the book that Fuuko and our boy Shin will be on his team. Apocalypse agrees to do the job, leaving Shin shocked. A worker for Shin called Mui then helps Fuuko put on her uniform. Someone called Fuuko tries to tell her not to touch her, but Mui is not scared. One single bit Mui tells her that she is now a part of the round table after she accepted their first quest and tells her that they will give her good rewards if she succeeds. Mui says she can't go because she doesn't have an emblem and isn't a negator or a member of the round table. Since she doesn't have an emblem, she can't go on tasks, so she asked Fuuko to watch Shin while she waited outside the dressing room. Shin is chasing Andy through the hall and telling him to at least put on clothes since Andy won't dress up. Sadly, he touches Fuuko by mistake, which makes her unlock. Andy tells Shin that the suit was burned to pieces by the magma that came bursting out of the walls when she asks where it went. Andy doesn't give a damn about wearing silly clothes. He just wants the quest to begin. Shin is much more sensible than our naked main character, and he tells Annie that she needs a suit, a tie, and a symbol. A member's suit is very cool, even though it looks like makeup. Anyone with a necktie can use any public service, and it can speak between any language. To take part in quests, you need the symbol itself. It's not just that the clothes are strong, they're also bulletproof and stain-proof. To look into spoil, they'll have to go all over the world, so the uniform will make things a lot easier, and he has no interest in anything. It sounds like all Shin needs is his helicopter, which he describes. They are no longer being chased, so Andy wants to go on a date with Fuuko in the clouds while leaving Shin by himself. Shin thinks they should move together, but Andy's style would get in the way. At that very moment, an alarm goes off, and it is explained that a prisoner has taken over a staff member and fled. Everyone is told to catch it, and Top is very excited to get some points. Yumi looks into it and figures out that the time is right. As the prisoner is the clothing called clothes, this Uma grabs onto a person's body and changes into the clothes that person wants. However, once it does this, it takes over the person's body and starts running wild. It looks like the thing breaks Andy's neck right away, but Andy hits it hard with his head, which makes the thing explode. Andy says that he just knocked it out, but Mui says there's a problem. When the prisoner takes over a body that can't move, it will look for a new one. This thing jumps onto Mui in the blink of an eye. Andy doesn't notice that her clothes are changed, but Shin does. When Mui starts to attack, our undead hero wonders why Shin isn't pulling her nose back. Illa says that since the strikes are coming from the clothes and Chloe's, his powers would definitely work on Mui. Don't meet his standards for skills. It makes our boy laugh when he tells Shin that his ability doesn't do anything useful. but Shin quickly reminds him that his ability beat him in their last fight. Andy says that their fight was never really over, so they decide to finish what they needed to do later. Fuuko can see that Mu is having a hard time because she has to attack Shin, who she cares about a lot, so she chooses to do something. Mui is touched by Fuuko's bare hands, and she says sorry. She knows they just met, but she had to do something. She tells Mui to get ready for bad luck because it's coming. A brick hits Mui and knocks her out while she thanks Fuuko. She knew the Uma was going to go after Fuuko because she had seen that it likes to attack women. But our human blood rocket sees her too and saves her. Fuuko knew she could count on Andy to save her, even though Andy is mad that she did something so risky. Andy tells her how dangerous it would be for someone else to control her bad luck, but she didn't even think of that. When she wakes up, Mui says sorry for hurting Shin, the person who saved her life before. Just tells her how cute her kung fu moves are. She is overcome with feeling as he tells her to keep training. They all don't get it. What the heck is going on? You may be attached to Andy, but it's not turning into clothes. This thing starts to talk, and it sounds angry about what Andy wants to wear. This is because it knew what he was thinking. Andy wants strong clothes that can be fixed when they get torn and that will rush over when called for. This is a lot to ask, but Andy just calls it lame for mining. Thanks a lot. The funny piece of clothing doesn't want to be offended, so it tells Andy to get ready because once he does, Andy will become its walking mannequin puppet. And now Fuuko knows that she just touched Andy a second ago, and the bad luck hasn't come yet. When it finally does, a flash of light completely breaks apart Andy's body. Below, Nico says sorry for the accident he caused while working with the other member, Phil. He is already healed, but he tells his new suit that it took too long to heal. It needs to work on going faster. Fuuko calls it CLO, and CLO is mad that it can't control Andy because Andy doesn't like how slowly it heals. Shin is amazed that they were able to make the into their helper, but Andy tells her that he doesn't like having to be dressed. People are told that it has been taken by the undead, and Top is very angry that his teammate Issen was too slow. Undead gets points, which move him up to 9th place in the Union. At that very moment, it comes out that reports of a new Uma have been seen. There is proof that a dead body is walking around New York, and it is thought to have something to do with the Uma named Spoil that was talked about in the hunts. Andy is excited to go back to the US because he is sick of how small burgers are there. Fuuko is shocked that burgers are different in other countries. Thanks for seeing the first few parts of this summary. Sign up for updates and ring the bell to hear about new parts.